Hey, Christian, thanks for your time. It's been a while for you since you've been with the national team for a match. Wondering what your thoughts and emotions are being back together with this team at a stage where the U.S. is getting ready for important competitions this summer, and then qualifying a few months after that.
Yeah, I'm very excited to be back with the team. First of all, I always love just being able to play for my country, and yeah, to be back with these guys. Obviously, I know quite a few of them. To play with them again, and then also get to know some of these other guys, and yeah, it's just they're doing so well at an individual level to get this team together, and with some big games coming up. Obviously, we're focused on these two friendlies now, but yeah, well, I'm just really excited to be here.
Next will be Paul Tenorio from The Athletic.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Christian. Obviously, there's been a coaching change at Chelsea, and your role has changed there. You've played different positions and tried to fight your way back into the starting lineup, coming off a couple good performances. What's that been like for you under Tuchel, and trying to kind of reassert yourself under a new manager? I know it's something that happens pretty much at every club for every player, but how have you been able to manage that?
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been easy. I was in a similar situation, I think, when I first came to Chelsea. So I had to work my way and earn my position, in the team, and to finally get some minutes. And I feel like I did that. And yeah, I feel like I'm basically going after and trying to do the same thing now. And I feel very confident in my form right now and in the way I'm feeling and playing. So yeah, it's on. I think I'm on a good path.
Next will be Ronald Blum from the Associated Press. Let's try again, Ron. Okay, we'll come back to Ron and move on to Jeff Carlisle from ESPN FC.
Thanks, Michael. Hi, Christian. As Steve alluded to, it's been a while since you've been able to suit up for the national team, but quite a few new faces. I think since you last played, you've got Eunice and Gio, and what's it been like this week to kind of play with some of those new additions, and to what degree does it maybe tweak your role a little bit?
I mean, it doesn't change too much. I think it's great to have these guys, like I said, who are doing so well, at a club level and are playing at the highest levels. And yeah, just bringing them all together and getting able to play with these other American guys who are, doing so well in Europe and yeah, and in the MLS. And it's just yeah, it's a really strong team. So it's been great to get to know those guys. And yeah, I always say it's easier to play with good players. So that's been nice.
We will try it again with Ronald Blum. Ronald, you there?
Yep. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Hey, Christian. What do you see as the challenges of the player pool getting used to playing with one another, given you're not going to have a whole lot of time? Most of you probably are not going to be with the Gold Cup team this summer because of club commitments and vacation. And then there's probably going to be frequent changes in the lineup because of the compacted qualifying schedule in the fall.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things will be changing. We're really just focused on the team we have now and the two games ahead. I think that's our attitude on it, and we're just going to go and yeah, fight with the team that we have now. Everyone is trying to earn a position to get a spot in this team and to be able to be a starter. Obviously, there's a lot of competitions coming up and things that that we are have to focus on, but it's going to be it's going to be a tough two games, and we're just focused on this challenge.
We'll go to Brian Strauss from Sports Illustrated.
Thanks, Michael. Hey, Christian. I feel like over the past couple months, there's almost been like a cottage industry of people trying to guess how you're feeling and what your emotions have been and what it's like been going through the coaching change and sort of starting from scratch in a way at Chelsea. Has it been frustrating? Has it been invigorating? Do you embrace the challenge? Have you had good communications with Tuchel? And how does that whatever your mood has been, how does that impact sort of how you come into camp and embrace the differences of playing with the national team?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it hasn't been the easiest thing. I mean, obviously, I'm a guy who always wants to play, but like I said before, I think I'm on a really good path. I'm definitely I love to take on challenges. I love to um, not prove people wrong, but for myself, prove myself right in a way, and yeah, just continue to work hard. And yeah, coming into camp, I really just I'm just excited to get more minutes and play for my country. That's really all it is, regardless of what's happening at a club level. I'm just yeah, I'm thrilled to be here, and yeah, excited to represent this crest again.
We'll go to Kevin Baxter from the LA Times.
Hey, Christian, thanks for your time.
Hmm.
Speaking of representing your country, I know you have a super busy year already, but if you were given the opportunity, if your club released you, would you be interested in playing in the Olympics? Is the Olympics something you thought about growing up?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think the Olympics is something that is, of course, a massive honor to play in, and to represent your country in an Olympics would be amazing. So I'm fully supporting the guys qualifying now as well, and yeah, I mean it's something I've thought about, and I have wanted to play in. Obviously, I can't control exactly what goes on and what is best for me at the time and what's best for the team at the time. I obviously can't say, but it is something that I would like to play in.
Next will be Ryan Talmadge from Goal.com.
Hey, Christian, as we've kind of said here, it's been a little while since you've been here, and I know it does mean a lot to you when you do get to come into the national team. Over these last, couple of months or whatever, what's it been like to kind of watch on as this team's grown? Has it been frustrating to not be a part of it? And then when you look at guys who you've kind of grown up with and seen them grow into bigger roles with their club and with this country, what's it kind of been like to kind of watch all that from the sidelines?
Yeah, it's amazing to watch. These guys are, yeah, going through similar stuff to what I go through and what I've been through, and it's just awesome to see other people challenging themselves and playing at such high levels is yeah, it's just really just only a good thing for our country and for our national team, of course. And yeah, I think it's I wish obviously I could have been there watching those the last couple friendlies and games that I had to miss out on. I love watching, and yeah, I wish I could have been there, of course. But now I finally get the chance to play with these guys, and we're really excited.
Next will be Franco Panizo from SBI Soccer.
Thanks, Michael. Hey, Christian. Just a quick question on it might be a little bit repetitive from what you were asked earlier, but now that you've had some more minutes with Chelsea coming into this international break, how do you feel fitness-wise, sharpness-wise, from a soccer standpoint, your decision-making? How do you feel in terms of all of that going into these two friendlies? And what are you looking to do in these two friendlies to help build on that? Thanks, Christian.
Yeah, I'd say my fitness is pretty good. Starting to get it back a bit. I'm feeling very sharp, to be honest. I feel very confident in my game at the moment. I mean, I'm always going to say that, but I do feel that way at the moment. So I'm really excited to test ourselves against these teams and hopefully help this team to win some games here.
Next will be Jonathan Tannenwald from the Philadelphia Inquirer.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you, Christian. I know you've taken a dozen questions about it being a while already. But one of the things that's been going on while you've been sort of unable to play for the national team is you've seen the anti-racism campaign that your friends and teammates have been leading on social media and on the field. And I wonder what it's been like for you to watch that and now to have an elevated opportunity to take part of that if you're able to be on the field in these games. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean we're really proud as a team of what we represent, and obviously we have such a diverse team here, and it's incredible. The stand that we've taken and what you guys have seen. So just to be with these guys and be a part of this, it's really just special for me, and it's good to be here.
Next we'll go to Gustavo Lopez.
Pulisic, on Chelsea, you play more like a winger. You have games as a starter. You come off the bench, and in the national team you're like more like a leader, number 10, sometimes play like a winger, sometimes a striker. How do you prepare yourself to this change from like a week you play in the Premier League like as a winger, and then in the national team you play like some different functions?
Yeah, well, I mean, whatever position I'm on in the field, I always just have the same, attack minded mentality, and go out and help my team to to create goal scoring chances, and help us win games. So it's obviously not a big change. It's different game sometimes, different league, and it's doesn't change too much my mentality though.
Next will be Stam Steshko from The Athletic.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Christian. Christian, I'm just curious. Obviously some guys are missing from this camp, but what's it like for you mentally to come into a group where you're familiar with a lot of guys, you've known a lot of guys for years, and just kind of to see some old friends, especially during these times when you've been under pretty tight lockdown in England, just to connect with people on a social level. How important is that to you, just to kind of your mental?
Yeah, it's really important. It's great for me to sometimes just coming back and just talking to some Americans is always really nice. You kind of take it for granted. You're always in a different country, but obviously we're still in a different country. But just being able to talk to these guys that some of them that I know for so long, it's good. It's good playing with these guys again, and also seeing the new faces. So it's exciting times.
We'll go to Alonso Contreras from Area Sports Network.
Thank you. Hi, how are you, Christian? Christian, looking at this national pool and seeing that you have Weston McKennie and Juventus, Tyler Adams, SAC, like elite clubs, some of them Champions League in the past, it brings you emotions like to see like when the World Cup is hosted in 2026, you guys, because that young age that you guys have under 23 also, like to win the World Cup at home.
Yeah, it's awesome. I've said just watching these guys play at the level like you said, some in Champions League across the world in different countries. It's only a good thing for our country. So it makes me really proud, and it makes us really excited to see what we can do as a group, and what we can accomplish going forward.
We'll go to Donald Wine from Stars and Stripes FC.
Thank you, Michael. Hello, Christian. In your time, you're still a young guy, but you also have a lot of experience on the national team, and you've held some leadership positions. You've held the captain's armband at a couple of times in your career. Is this something that you would want to do as we look forward towards World Cup qualifying and Greg Berhalter starts trying to establish who that captain is? How do you think your leadership skills tie into that, and would that be something you would like to have during World Cup qualifying? Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good question. I think we have a very young group, and I'm starting to feel old almost at this point. But I think we have a group of a lot of young leaders out there. Though there's a lot of people that go out, and it's important that we all be leaders in our own ways. And I think it's something that I definitely take pride in, and I'm gonna do everything I can to lead the team in whatever way as I can personally in these games coming up, whether that's with the captain's band or whoever has it. It's not that's not always the most important thing. So I'm just focused on leading by example always, and helping to lead this team.